The bell shrieked loudly. Algebra, my least favorite subject by far. I slid into my seat, stomach twisting with anxiety. Not from hunger this time, though. I ignored the feeling. Just nerves about the test, I told myself. I tried to focus. Numbers blurred together. My back ached. I shifted, uncomfortable in my seat. The ache sharpened, then ebbed away. Weird sensation. The second bell rang, signaling the end of class. Relief, sweet relief. As I stood, a wave of dizziness washed over me. I gripped the desk, my breath catching. What was happening to me? It hit me again as I walked down the crowded hallway, the noise around me fading into the background, a vice squeezing my insides. I doubled over, gasping. Pain, sharp and sudden. This was not normal, not at all. A girl bumped into me, cursing under her breath. I couldn't answer, couldn't even look up. Fear coiled in my gut, cold and sharp. This felt familiar. No, it couldn't be. Could it? My mind raced. The realization slammed into me like a freight train. Labor. I was in labor. Here, at school. Panic surged, hot and suffocating, making it hard to breathe. What was I supposed to do? I felt completely lost. What was I supposed to do? Whispers rippled through the hallway, a soft murmur that grew louder with each passing second. It was as if the walls themselves were alive with secrets, each whisper adding to the growing tension. Suddenly my legs gave way, and I crumpled to the floor. The world around me seemed to slow down, every sound muffled as if I were underwater. Curious faces swam above me, a sea of confusion and fear. My vision blurred, and I could barely make out the expressions of my classmates. They looked like distant figures in a foggy dream. I tried to speak, to explain what was happening, but no words came out. My throat felt tight, and my mind was a whirlwind of thoughts I couldn't articulate. Then, through the haze, I saw Mrs. Johnson, my English teacher, kneeling beside me. Her face, usually stern and composed, was etched with concern and urgency. Her eyes searched mine, looking for answers I couldn't give. It was a side of her I had never seen before, a vulnerability that made the situation even more surreal. "Help!" she called out, her voice strong and steady despite the chaos. "Someone call 911!" Her command cut through the confusion, a beacon of clarity in the storm. The crowd parted as two security guards rushed over. Their faces were grim, their movements swift and purposeful. It was clear they had trained for moments like this, but it didn't make it any less terrifying. Everything felt surreal, like a scene from a movie. The kind where you know the ending will be dramatic, but you can't look away. Except this was my life, unfolding in real time with no script to guide me. The fear, the confusion, the helplessness, it was all too real. Section 4. A room full of strangers. The paramedics arrived, their faces blurring above me. I could barely make out their features, just the sense of urgency in their movements. They spoke in quick, clipped tones, their words a jumble in my ears. Voices swirled, urgent and unfamiliar. It was like being underwater, everything muffled and distant. I tried to focus, but the pain was too overwhelming. I was vaguely aware of being lifted onto a stretcher, the world tilting precariously. The sensation was disorienting, like the ground was shifting beneath me. Bright lights assaulted my eyes as I was wheeled through the hospital corridors. The ceiling tiles passed in a blur, each one identical to the last. The pain intensified, stealing my breath. It was a sharp, relentless agony that seemed to consume every part of me. I squeezed my eyes shut, tears escaping. I couldn't hold them back any longer, the fear and pain too much to bear. I was scared, so scared. The kind of fear that grips you and won't let go, that makes your heart race and your hands tremble. Then a different kind of fear, sharper, more immediate. What if something was seriously wrong? What if I didn't make it? What if they called my parents? The thought sent a new wave of panic through me. I wasn't ready for that conversation. What if they were angry? Disappointed? I couldn't bear the thought of seeing that look in their eyes. I couldn't face them. Not like this. Not now. The shame and fear were too overwhelming, and I felt utterly alone. Section 5. A chorus of congratulations. Time blurred, the hours blending into one another as the anticipation built. One agonizing contraction after another, each wave of pain more intense than the last. The room was filled with the sounds of my struggle, the beeping of machines, and the murmurs of encouragement from the medical staff. Then finally, a different sensation. A release. The pain began to ebb away, replaced by a profound sense of relief that washed over me like a gentle tide. A cry, thin and reedy, cut through the sterile air. My baby! The sound was both startling and beautiful, a signal that she had arrived safely into the world. Exhaustion washed over me, heavy and complete. My body felt like it had been through a battle, every muscle aching. But my heart was light. But through the haze I felt a flicker of something else. A spark of joy, a glimmer of hope. It was the beginning of a new chapter. Pride. I had done it. I was a mother. The realization brought a smile to my face, despite the tears that blurred my vision. The nurses cleaned the baby, a tiny, perfect girl. They handled her with such care, their experienced hands moving gently and efficiently. They placed her in my arms and my heart overflowed. The connection was immediate, a bond that felt unbreakable. I was no longer just a scared teenager. I was someone's everything. I was strong, I was resilient, and I was ready to face whatever came next with my daughter in my arms.